Hi, it's Pastor Bert Osterberg of the Christian Compass Ministries with another preaching joke. This one's about church theatrics. Well, it seems there was this country preacher in this small, rather poor church, and he got together with the sexton. He's like the janitor of the church, one who takes care of the grounds. And he said, next Sunday, I really want to impress the people as I'm preaching. So as I'm preaching, I want you to go up in the rafters of the church. And when I get to the part of the sermon that says, and the dove of peace descended on the world, I want you to grab one of them pigeons that live up there, and you just fling them down through that hole that's in the ceiling of the sanctuary, and he'll fly up over the congregation. That'll really impress him. So the sexton said, I'll do it. So he goes up there and gets ready for the Sunday service. And the preacher's preaching, and he's doing a pretty good job. And he gets to that part, and he says, and the dove of peace descended on the world. And he looks up, and there's nothing. And he says, I said, the dove of peace descended on the world. Still nothing. And he says in the loud voice that he can, and the dove of peace descended on the world. And the sexton puts his head down through the hole, and he says, Pastor, the dove's gone. You want me to fling down the cat? Theatrics in the church. Hi, Pastor Bert Osterberg of the Christian Compass Ministries with another preaching joke. This one is about preaching the hope of heaven. Well, there was this preacher out there, a street preacher, and doing the good work of the Lord, preaching the word, and he was holding forth on the hope of heaven. And he preached about the glories of the afterlife and how we're going to live with God forever in eternity, praising him and having all the rewards of our good works recognized by Jesus and living with him without pain or suffering. And he did a really good job. He's preaching along, and then he stops. He says, now, how many people here want to go to heaven? And everybody raises his hand except one fella right down in front. And he starts preaching again. He's talking about the glories of heaven and how we'll be without pain, without suffering, and without regret or remorse. And he stops. He says, now, how many people want to go to heaven? Everybody raises his hand enthusiastically, except this one fella again. So he's kind of frustrated, the preacher. He goes over to him. He says,